Everyone seen Iron Man? Who hasn't seen Iron Man? Put your hand up. Seriously, guys? Shit! You gotta watch Iron Man? Rawnet will supply you with DVD copies of Iron Man. Streaming. Get a Netflix account. So this is Tony Stark. He's turns into Iron Man. Billionaire, playboy, genius. Our thinking was very much around, you know what? Every football fan is already Tony Stark. They're already hip. They're already loved. They're already tooled up. They've got gadgets. Squawka is not going to give them all these things, because these things already exist. Twitter already exists. We're not trying to recreate something that's already there, that fans are already using en masse. That's mad. Why would we do that? What we're looking to do is augment that somehow and take in all these wonderful things we know about fans and give them something more. On the hip side, they're already on Twitter, load of them on Pinterest, Instagram, clearly, and if you're hip and you know football, you kind of like Borussia Dortmund, really, don't you? To your non-football fans going, what are you talking about? Don't worry, you will know soon. They're already loved, you know, they've already got friends, they like going out, and they certainly have access to internet, mobile web, apps, etc. So what are we going to offer them? What are we going to offer them during the World Cup? Well, it was this line of thinking that if they're already Tony Stark, what can Squawka do to turn them into Iron Man? What are we going to offer them? We're going to give them the power to win the arguments, because this is what football fans do. They like to argue with each other. And again, it could be an assumption, but it's not, because we know we've seen all these fans doing this for the last 2 years. We did this in a couple of ways. I'll show you in a second our fantasy game that we released, entirely as a result of this strategy. A few of you that came early might have seen Dave playing around with something called the comparison matrix. I'm not going to take you through that, but it's a pretty powerful tool for fans to use on the web to compare players. We really needed fans to have access on a more location-based sense, because we needed people out and about. You know, football wasn't always on while you're at home. You're going to be out and about. We had to get our native apps out as well. So we pushed through an iOS V2 release, massively late on our Android release. That happens sometimes, but it got out eventually. And then in terms of the real-time content, which we knew was a big USP for us, we had whole new map centers that we built. So this is an example of, and this is all for free. Anyone can use this while the game's going on. We're showing heat maps of 2 different players playing against each other. It's all shareable into social media. And we massively expanded our content team. We now have about 14 people full-time just in content in the business. And the theory was, if we can nail all these strategies, if we can pull all this together, then suddenly we're building that unbootable combination for the fan. You know, we're letting Tony Stark have access to his suit and become Iron Man in the fan sense. So it sounds bad, but